Hey everybody, this is Jay Bongo. There's some that I kind of want to talk about in regards to just, you know, YouTube again. I know, more YouTube shit, but it's not drama and it's actually not something that YouTube is directly responsible for. It's this notion of, and it's been around for a while, but this idea of a parasocial relationship. Now, I'm not I'm not standing here or I'm not sitting here saying that like we should all stop it. We should all do better, be better, all of that. I'm not necessarily stating that, although that is a good thing to try to strive for, is to be better than, most communities try to act. And this also isn't a slate against y'all. Y'all are fine. This has nothing to do with you guys. But I want people to just kind of be aware of the disturbing trend of the parasocial relationship because it is not healthy. It is straight up not healthy. I'm not even the first person with a camera and too much time to record to say anything like that. I'm not the first person to say that. But I think it is always important to keep pressing this and to keep making sure that people understand what this really entails. Because, like, it's not great, but it's also technically not that other person's fault. And what I mean by that is a lot of people who form these parasocial relationships, not everybody, but a lot of people that do form these parasocial relationships have probably a messy home life, probably they're lonely, and this is their quote unquote social interaction of the day, week, month, period. Because they either have no one else to talk to, or the people that they have available to talk to aren't fulfilling the needs that they have. You know, it's important to understand that angle of it because it's not just people who want to be creepy. I doubt that it ever really just starts out that way. It ends up that way. I'm not saying it doesn't end up that way, but it definitely doesn't always start that way. For some people it does, and those people should absolutely be chastised to oblivion. But a big thing about making raising awareness to an issue is to understand the issue. I used to watch VTubers a lot. I used to be a big fan. And then, after the whole, after everything else happened, like COVID and all that, where it was like at a peak. COVID was the absolute, like a huge peak, the golden age of VTubing right there from 2020 to like 2022, I want to say, is where the peak was. And the reason why these people have to keep their identities anonymous is not just because they are just anonymous performers. That's what they are. They are not just streamers, they're idols, they're performers, all of that. But it's also so that like any parasocial shit that happens, that's the character. That's the character they're playing as a VTuber. It's not technically them. Although it is still an issue regardless if you brigade other people and all that. It's just no one really wants to take a huge deep dive at this issue because it's kind of a it's not a comfortable topic to talk about, and some people literally make a living based off of parasocial relationships. And I'm not saying they're bad people, but parasocial relationships in a sense are bad because you're forming fake attachments. These people do not know you. They're never going to know you. They're regular people for the most part. And that's something you got to be aware of, that they're regular people. You're a regular person. At the end of the day, you are watching somebody who has just a really fun, unique way of spinning. Hi, I am recording myself playing video games. Or hi, I am making vlog content. Or hi, I'm making, music, art, all of that. What we tend to forget is that these are regular people things. All right. So if you find yourself forming a parasocial relationship, please, please keep that in your mind that you're forming an unhealthy social attachment to somebody who is completely normal outside of this, really well doing this because it's a very regular person thing to do. So, again, this isn't based off of any concerns I have with my own audience. You guys are great. Even though you guys are pretty silent, you guys are great. I love y'all, but I just want to make sure you understand that this is an issue. And at the same time, I have a gripe with kind of some old head YouTubers. And this isn't like I have something against them specifically, but I have a gripe with this tendency for people to be like, hey, you know, I I don't want you guys. For them starting off solid. They start off solid with like, I don't want you guys to brigade in my name. I don't want you to defend me online. I want you to engage in hostile behavior. Period. Point blank straight. That's reasonable. Those are reasonable expectations. But then it sort of gets to, I like it when the community is like X or like Y. I'm sorry, but the community is just going to be the community. I'm not saying you shouldn't try to like hold people accountable, but saying that you like it when people are like this does not stop the behavior. It does not stop the bad behavior. Some people you might get to and be like, oh, okay, I'm going to revise. But people are people. The one thing people do not like is being told what to do. And like, yes, it is immature. Like people don't like it, and they're in this space where they want to do basically with internet anonymity. Wow, internet anonymity, get to do whatever they want to do without being challenged. And it's like, yeah, people aren't going to give up that easily. They're going to do what they want to do. I'm not saying you shouldn't hold your community to a higher standard, but you also shouldn't expect them because when you're like, I want you guys to act this way, for them to just listen to that. They're not going to listen because people are chaotic. Now, one thing that I did kind of want to get to is that yes, it's important to have expectations of your audience. But some people are also kind of like, I like it when people comment like, "Oh, I rewound this part of the video several times. I love it. I watched this with my kids. It's really engaging." Or, I really like this part of the video when X, Y, Z. All of that shit. To the oldies, people don't comment like that anymore. All right? People do not comment like that anymore. No amount of insistence, no amount of subtle suggestion is going to get commenters to sway a certain way on how on that. Like they're going to comment. People are going to comment how they're going to comment. You can only control that to so much of a degree. You can only control that so much, and really you can't control it at all. You can just kind of point. You can just show people the right direction. Keep pointing at it. Keep pointing at it. Keep pointing at it. It looks like my eyes are closed. They're not. My eyes. I'm fat. So keep pointing at it. Keep pointing at it, and people are going to go the complete opposite direction. People are going to keep going the complete opposite direction because people do not like being told what to do. So when you're trying to subtly kind of like influence them on like, I like it when the comments look like this. I like it when it's nice and orderly. I like it when people are just engaging with the video. They're not bringing outside shit, this, that. It's not going to stop people from commenting whatever they want to, like first, and like all this other shit. Basically, the whole point of this is that we've reached a stage of the internet where parasocial relationships are normal and comments just really can't be influenced anymore. So then what do? Well, you do what you did when you started. You make videos for your reasons. You do what you do why you do it. That's all you can do. That is all you can control. And as long as you have that, nobody can take that away. Period. No one can take that from you. So, regardless of how anybody's comment sections get, regardless of how big and uncontrollable an audience becomes, just know in the back of your mind that you do what you do for your reasons and nobody else's. Alright? I just want to leave you all with that. And I just want to say again, you all have been awesome. Hope you have a lovely cycle. And I'll see you all in the next video or stream. I will do community posts and or a short vlog when I am streaming. So you have that to look forward to. I'm not going to say when I'm going to stream, just that it is a thing that is possible now. Because. Anyways, I have been J Bongo, the extremely sweaty. Have a nice one.